Okay, captain's log from my living room, stardate August 1st, 2023. I've had a breakthrough. Okay, so it's day 3 of my 30-day plan. I don't know why I decided to do 30 days. I guess Abraham sometimes mentions try meditating for 30 days. And I'm in this wild situation where I actually have the time to fully focus here. Most people aren't going to have that. You're going to have families, jobs, all kinds of things demanding, and I'm going to have that soon. But something in me has been calling me to really focus here because I get really involved in what I'm doing. And once I get involved in a new job, if I don't get this straight first, I'm just clear that I get distracted. And this is the most important thing for me. Many years ago, I felt a calling to be some kind of like spiritual coach type thing. And it seemed like things went way off track after that. But I had a sense that maybe they weren't off track. Maybe I had a lot of things to learn, and maybe something was being shown to me. And in that time, I kept studying and learning. I never stopped studying a lot of this material, but I will say over the last year, it's picked up a lot of steam. There have been times when I've been studying a lot or not. And the breakthroughs are little. You're not gonna find it as exciting as me, okay? But for example, I took a video, I don't know if I've posted it, but in it, I did a little reading of something that spoke to me. And it was, I think, Wayne's entry. Okay. I guess not. I guess it wasn't Wayne's entry. It was about him That's Reed's idea. There's more here. Here we go. The entry by Wayne Dyer. Sorry about that. And in it, in the beginning, he wrote, and I don't know why I read it on camera, but I'm always looking for new material. So I've been involved in a lot of transformational groups, leadership groups, anonymous groups at different times in my life for different things. And I'm studying a lot of the stuff that was built on. So sometimes you can go to trainings and they have really great principles in them. It was really big some time ago, I think like 60s and 70s, built on a lot of stuff about your thoughts creating reality and the way you think about life, sort of establishing your future. But I believe in root cause, and I believe on getting to the original material, because in my experience, it's like a game of telephone. And when people are sort of using something to make money off of it, or it's been a lot of time and it's not the same people that are generating it, some stuff can be left out. And that's been found even by Esther and Jerry Hicks. Jerry kept finding like The Secret. It's a big known source of some of these ideas that the way you think about your life generates reality. But even The Secret itself, if you're familiar with that material at all, it was based off of Jerry and Esther Hicks, and they took all of that out. So when it came out, they never mentioned where it actually came from, and they took out a lot of the key stuff that Abraham will give you freely, that's key to making it work for you. So anyway, I was reading this book, Dr. Wayne Dyer and Esther Hicks, and I'm excited, forgive me. Again, it's not as big of a deal to others as to me, but this is a big deal because I'm trying to create the space to have a different kind of communication with myself, for lack of better phrasing, or with the non-physical, in the sense of asking and then receiving answers. And it's subtle. It's not like asking for $1 million and then walking outside and it's on your driveway, right? It's leading you through the path of least resistance. So we have to be able to increase our listening to like our intuition, our sixth sense, which is really hard in today's world when we're so busy and so tired and filled with so much stimulation all the time. So I'm creating the space. But I read here many years ago as a young doctoral student, this is from the intro of this book by Wayne Dyer, who has since passed. And we're almost at the anniversary of his passing. He passed on the same day as Louise Hay, and it's sort of during the Lionsgate portal that's out there, just throwing that out there for any woo-woo fans. It's weird. August 15th, and a dear friend of mine passed a couple years ago on August 11th. And that experience of losing him, even though he thought I was really angry with him at the time, he's always sort of stayed with me, and I believe maybe he's helping me in this work. I don't know, but there's something about August and this time that's coming up. And I'm doing this during this time for a reason. So many years ago, as a young doctoral student, I encountered the wisdom that was inherent in something called the strangest secret. 9 words put me on a path of exploring the power that lies dormant in your mind, that lies dormant within my own mind. You become what you think about all day long, is the quote he's quoting from that. Here in this book, Abraham reminds me throughout the entire evening dialogue that there are no exceptions to this wondrous truth. So he's just referencing this thing, the strangest secret. As a young doctoral student, this would have been like, I don't know, the 70s or something, I encountered the wisdom that was inherent in something called the strangest secret. And it contained the 9 words, you become what you think about all day long. And I thought to myself, I need to find what this is, the strangest secret. What is it? Who wrote it? Is it a book? Where did he find it? And I'm bumping into lots of things all over the place. And whether it's the mic on my phone listening to what I'm saying, or I think the beautiful thing about algorithms is it's easier for source or spiritual energy to manipulate them probably than people, because we're so difficult. Anyway, this morning, and I took this video a while ago too. This wasn't yesterday and it popped up, so it can't be my mic really, because that stuff happens really fast. This morning, after I've been listening to some Neville Goddard, I've been listening to a lot of material by dudes from like the 20s and 30s and 40s. I had no idea that a lot of these ideas that Abraham was talking about were around then, and a lot of people were talking about them. I started with Alan Watts, who randomly popped up on my YouTube. He's from the 70s, and I was really impressed with what he knew. I never studied him for some reason. I'd heard of him in my travels. And then this Neville Goddard dude popped up. And for the first time, he's talking about the law of attraction from like the 40s, but he calls it the law of assumption. And rather than comparing it to gravity, he compares it to the law of magnetism. And he's talking about how he calls it the law of assumption, like saying that our assumptions about the world define our reality. And then this morning, out of nowhere, I don't even know why I opened my YouTube, because I'm always listening to something positive trying to pull me in. Actually, I was doing a meditation from there. What am I saying? From Abraham, a guided meditation. Suddenly there it was, the strangest secret on my phone. Earl Nightingale, that's who it's from. And I'm currently listening to it. And as I'm listening to it, what does he talk about? Take 30 days. Take 30 days for an experiment. So I'm about to go, I'm drinking my happy coffee. You can tell I'm a little hopped up. And I'm about to take my doggy for a happy walk. And I'm so excited because I'm going to listen to his plan for what I'm supposed to do for the 30 days. But this would come to me randomly. When I read that the other day, I didn't even have the idea that I was going to do a 30-day plan. I was trying to do just some readings for videos. I don't know why. I didn't have an idea why. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for sort of kind of asking for things and then them just popping up without any effort on my part. So there must be something to that. And I know it sounds weird, but I also have the aid of some people who have passed recently who I think are eager to work with someone to continue to get this material out in a different way. And I was feeling really drawn to Wayne Dyer last year, I think it was, maybe the year before, and I was really paying attention to him for some reason. And then his daughter passed, which was really sad last year. And it was right around when I was paying attention to it. So it was very interesting. So maybe we have a connection. Maybe he's helping me out. I don't know. Either way, I'm excited to hear about the 30-day journey and see how I can incorporate that into my 30-day journey. And letting you know, I guess this is just for me, but it's an interesting log. So I guess I'm letting myself know. Emily, these are the types of breakthroughs that we're looking for. This is exactly what we're asking for, is sort of being led to activating this particular type of life design, which is creating my life from my thoughts and emotions and not from thinking I'm going to send out 3 resumes today. And I do a lot of active planning in my mind, which I'm learning is controlling the output and results. And I really should be leaving that up to source and learning to go off of inspiration rather than sort of my fears and how I manage that in my head. I've gotten far with that, and I can. I have no doubt I can go out and get another job that's meh and, you know, work my ass off and get promoted and feel meh. And certainly it can look good on paper. I've been there before. I don't want any of that anymore. I want a life that's amazing. I want to feel really good about what I do. That's what I want. I don't want to make a lot of money just to make a lot of money. It doesn't make me feel good. And I can make a lot of money in business in unethical ways or ways that don't vibe with my being. And I don't want to do that anymore. I've been there. I want to feel happy. I want to feel good. And I want to know that I'm contributing to everyone's goodness and wellness, whether it's up and down a supply chain or in a store. I want everyone to be treated well. And I know that there's a lot more power in that than attempting to step on people, prey on people, this whole competitive thing. It's just, I'm onto something. 30 days. Today's August 1st. We're going to do this through September 1st. I've gotten a couple days in the bag already, but really this is going to start today.